A Russian court has found Dennis Christensen, a Danish adherent of the Jehovah's Witnesses religion, guilty of organizing the activity of an extremist organization. The Zheleznodorozhniy District Court in Russia's western city of Oryol on February 6 also sentenced Christensen to 6 years in prison. In a statement issued shortly after the ruling, the Jehovah's Witnesses in Russia said Christensen's lawyers will appeal the decision while he remains in detention facility No. 1 in the Oryol Region, where he already has been held for 622 days. An innocent man who did not commit any real crime was convicted, Yaroslav Sivulsky, a representative of the European Association of Jehovah's Witnesses, said in a statement. "It is sad that reading the Bible, preaching, and living a moral way of life is again a criminal offense in Russia," Sivulsky said. Christensen was arrested in Oryol in May 2017, a month after Russia's Supreme Court ruled that the religious group should be closed down and no longer allowed to operate in the country. He was the first Jehovah's Witness to be detained in Russia following the ban. Since then, dozens of other members of the group have been detained and face similar charges of extremism. Prosecutors had asked the court to sentence Christensen to 6.5 years in prison. The maximum sentence was 10 years. Russian investigators told the court that Christensen maintained the group's property in Oryol, organized fundraisers, and distributed religious literature aimed at attracting more followers to the group's teachings. Christensen told the court that officers of Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, tried to persuade him to plead guilty to the charges by promising him a milder sentence. He testified that when he refused to plead guilty, one FSB officer threatened that he would face the maximum 10-year prison sentence. Headquartered in the U.S. state of New York, the Jehovah's Witnesses organization has long been viewed with suspicion by some governments for its members' positions on military service, voting, and government authority in general. In its 2017 ruling, the Supreme Court ordered the seizure of the group's property and effectively banned worshippers from the country. Ahead of the ruling, human rights groups called on Russia to release Christensen. The Russian authorities must immediately and unconditionally release Dennis Christensen, a Danish national and Jehovah's Witness, who has been facing trials simply for the exercise of his human rights, including his right to freedom of religion, Amnesty International said in a February 5 statement. Dennis Christensen has been arrested and prosecuted by the authorities simply for practicing his religion as Jehovah's Witness. His case is emblematic of the grave human rights violations, including the rights to freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and religion in the country, said Marie Struthers, Amnesty's director for Eastern Europe and Central Asia.